Settle in. Because this is not a story you rush through. This is the kind of story that stays with you long after the words are gone. So find yourself a comfortable place and listen. There is a village in the heart of West Africa called Dembaya. Not a big village, not a famous one. You will not find it on any map that matters. But if you were to walk through it on a quiet morning when the harmattan wind is still sleeping and the sky is that soft gray color before the sun decides to show itself, you would think you had found one of the most peaceful places God ever made. The houses are modest clay walls, thatched roofs, swept courtyards. The kind of courtyards where old women sit on low stools every evening, pounding grain with a steady rhythm that sounds almost like music. Children chase each other between the compounds, their laughter cutting through the air like little bells. Goats wander where they please. Because in Dembaya, the goats have always known they own the place, and nobody has ever successfully argued otherwise. The people of Dembaya are proud people, strong people. They have their traditions, their belief, their ways of doing things that go back further than any living person can remember. They do not question these things. You did not question them. That was simply how life was in Dembaya. Like the river that ran behind the village, river had always been there. It would always be there. And it flowed in one direction only. This is important. Remember this. Now in this village, there was a young man named Ibrahima Sow. Ibrahima was the kind of man that mothers pointed to when they were scolding their sons. Why can you not be more like Ibrahima? He was tall, the kind of tall that made him easy to spot in a crowd. Broad shoulders, a slow, easy smile, hands that were rough from work but gentle in the way he used them. He farmed his father's land from sunrise. He was respectful to the elders. He prayed his 5 prayers. He did not gamble. He did not drink. But do not let all of that make you think Ibrahima was boring. No, Ibrahima had a laugh that could fill a room, deep and sudden. The kind of laugh that made strangers turn around and smile without knowing why. He told stories at night that kept the young men gathered around him long after they should have gone home. He was the first to help a neighbor carry something heavy and the last to ask for anything in return. Dembaya loved Ibrahima so. And Ibrahima loved Dembaya. But there was one thing, one person, and Ibrahima loved more than anything in that village or beyond it. And that is where our story truly begins. Her name was Aissatou, Balde. Aissatou was the third daughter of the schoolteacher Demba Balde, a serious man who had raised his daughters to be serious women. Aissatou could read and write at a time when most women in Dembaya could not. She carried herself with a quietness that people sometimes mistook for shyness, until she opened her mouth. Because when Aissatou spoke, she chose her words the way a careful woman chooses fabric in the market. Nothing wasted, everything deliberate. She was not the loudest girl in the village. She was not the one who danced the longest at celebrations or laughed the highest. But there was something about her, something still and sure and deep, that made people feel calm just being near her, like standing beside a river on a hot afternoon. Ibrahima had known Aissatou since they were children, but he did not truly see her until the dry season of his 22nd year, when he watched her from across the compound at a naming ceremony. She was sitting with the older women helping to serve food, and she looked up just once and caught him staring. She did not look away first. He told his friend Lamine that same night, "That is the woman I am going to marry." Lamine laughed at him. "You have not even spoken to her properly." "I know," Ibrahima said, and he was smiling. Their courtship was the kind that people in Dembaya still talked about years later. Ibrahima did not rush. He was not the kind of man who rushed anything important. First, he found reasons to pass by the Balde compound. Then he found reasons to speak to her father about farming, about the harvest, about everything except what he actually wanted to say. Aissatou watched all of this from a distance and said nothing. But her sisters noticed that she always seemed to be nearby whenever Ibrahima came around. And they teased her quietly, and she told them to mind their business. And they teased her anyway. When he finally came formally with his family, with cola nuts, with proper intention, old Demba Balde sat and listened to everything without expression. Then he looked at Ibrahima for a long, long moment. "My daughter is not a simple woman," he said. "I know," Ibrahima replied. "That is exactly why I am here." Demba Balde nodded slowly, and that was that. Their first year of marriage was the kind of year that people are giving sometimes, as a gift, before life remembers to be complicated. They laughed easily. They argued sometimes. The way two strong people who love each other will argue about small things, never about big ones. Aissatou cooked, and Ibrahima always ate too much and then complained that she was trying to make him fat. And she would look at him with that calm, steady look of hers and say nothing. And he would laugh, that big laugh of his, and the whole compound would feel warm. Neighbors visited often. Ibrahima's mother adored Aissatou. Aissatou's father came for dinner on Fridays. Life in Dembaya moved the way it always had, slow, steady, like that river behind the village. And then everything changed. And then Aissatou fell pregnant. The joy in that compound when the news spread. You should have seen it. Ibrahima walked around for days with his chest out like a man who had personally invented the idea of fatherhood. His mother started preparing things immediately. His aunties came with advice that nobody asked for, and everybody endured with smiles. Even old Demba Balde, that serious, quiet man, was seen smiling to himself one morning when he thought no one was watching. Aissatou carried her pregnancy the way she carried everything, with a quiet, steady grace. She did not complain. She worked, she prayed. At night, Ibrahima would sit beside her and place his hand gently on her stomach and speak to the child inside, telling it about Dembaya, about the farm, about the river, about all the things he was going to teach it. What if it is a girl? Aissatou asked him one night. He looked at her. Then God help every young man in this village, he said, because she will be her mother's daughter. Aissatou smiled, one of her rare, full smiles. Those 9 months were sweet, the kind of sweet that you only understand when it is already gone. The whole village was waiting. The whole family was waiting. Even the old women who had seen 100 births were excited about this one. Because this was Ibrahima and Aissatou, and everybody loved Ibrahima and Aissatou. Everything was perfect. Everything was about to change. Because sometimes in this life, God gives you the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. And the world looks at that same beautiful thing and decides it is a curse. The baby came on a Tuesday night. The rain had been heavy all day, the kind of rain that drummed on the roof so loud you had to shout to be heard. The older women were inside with Aissatou. Ibrahima sat outside under the small shelter by the door, his hands clasped, his head bowed, doing the only thing a man can do in that moment, waiting and praying. He heard the baby cry. He stood up immediately. And then silence. Not the silence of relief, not the silence of exhaustion. A different kind of silence. The kind that has weight, the kind that means something has happened that nobody knows how to speak about yet. The oldest woman, Ibrahima's aunt, Naning, came to the door. She looked at him and he knew from her face alone that something in his world had just shifted. He went inside. Aissatou was lying down, breathing hard, her face wet with sweat and tears. She was holding the baby to her chest with both arms, holding it the way you hold something you already know someone is going to try to take from you. Ibrahima looked at his child for the first time. white skin pale as milk, fine light hair, eyes that caught the lamplight and seemed almost pink. He stood very still. Around him, the women were quiet in a way that felt loud. And somewhere outside, as if the village itself already knew, he heard the rain slow down and stop. That silence, that moment right there was the last moment of peace that Aissatou Balde would know for a very long time. Because by morning, Dembaya would be awake, and Dembaya had its beliefs, and its beliefs, like that river behind the village, only flowed in one direction. By morning, Dembaya knew. That is the thing about a small village. There are no secrets, not really news, does not need legs in a place like Dembaya. It travels on its own, moving from compound to compound, like smoke, like wind, like something you cannot see, but can feel the moment it reaches you. By the time the sun had fully risen over the rooftops, the story had already changed 3 times. By the time the old men had gathered under the neem tree for their morning tea, it had grown into something much bigger than a birth. And by the time the women went to the well, by the time the women went to the well, it had become the only thing anyone in Dembaya was talking about. Ibrahima's wife had given birth to a spirit child. That is what they called it, a spirit child. A child that did not belong to this world. White skin in a village of dark skin meant one thing and one thing only to the people of Dembaya. And it was not a medical condition. It was not something that could be explained by science or reason. No, in Dembaya, in that time, there was only one explanation that the village would accept. Something was wrong. Something unnatural had happened, and somebody had to be responsible. That somebody was Aissatou. The whispers started quietly, the way whispers always do. A word here, a glance there. 2 women speaking in low voices that stopped the moment Aissatou's name was mentioned out loud. It was Ibrahima's mother who said it first. Not loudly, not cruelly, but with the calm certainty of a woman who believed every word she was saying. That child is not my son's, she said. My son is a good man, a clean man. This thing that has come out of that woman's womb, this is not from our blood. And once those words were spoken, they could not be unspoken. Ibrahima heard them. He was standing just outside the doorway when his mother said it. He did not correct her. He did not raise his voice. He did not walk into that room and defend his wife the way a husband should. He stood there, very still, and he said nothing. And that silence, his silence, was the beginning of the end. Inside the room, Aissatou was awake. She had not slept. How could she sleep? She lay there holding her baby, this tiny, perfect, beautiful baby girl. And she listened to everything, every word, every whisper, every pause that was louder than any word. She looked down at her daughter's face. The baby's eyes were open, looking up at her with that calm, unfocused gaze that newborns have, as if they are still deciding whether this world is worth staying in. Her skin was the color of pale morning light. Her little hands were curled like question marks. Aissatou touched her daughter's cheek with one finger, very gently. "She is mine," she whispered to herself. "She is mine and she is perfect, and I do not care what any of them say." But even as she said it, she could feel the walls of that compound closing in. Ibrahima came to see her that morning. He stood in the doorway for a moment before he came inside. And Aissatou noticed that. The hesitation. The way a man stands at a door when he is not sure he wants to cross the threshold. She noticed it and she filed it away quietly in that part of herself where she kept the things that hurt too much to say out loud. He sat beside her. He looked at the baby. He did not reach out to hold her. "Are you well?" he asked. "I am well," she said. And they sat in a silence that had never existed between them before. A new silence, a strange one, the silence of two people who used to know exactly what to say to each other and have suddenly, overnight, become strangers. The days that followed were the loneliest of Aissatou's life. Neighbors who used to visit every evening stopped coming. Women who had been at her wedding, who had danced at her naming ceremonies, who had sat with her through the long months of her pregnancy, they found reasons to be elsewhere. They greeted her from a distance. If they saw her, short greetings, the kind you give someone you are not sure about. The kind that say, "I see you, but I am not sure I should." The children were the cruelest, the way children are cruel without knowing it. Simply by repeating what they have heard their parents say, they stared at the baby with wide eyes when Aissatou carried her through the compound. One small boy pointed and said something that his older sister quickly hushed him for, but Aissatou heard it. She heard everything. Ibrahima's mother refused to hold the baby. She refused to name her in Dembaya. The grandmother naming the child was not just a tradition, it was a blessing, it was an acceptance, it was the family saying, "This child is ours." By refusing, Ibrahima's mother was saying something that cut deeper than any words could. This child does not belong here.
And Ibrahima? Where was Ibrahima in all of this? He was there, he was home every evening. He ate the food Aissatou cooked, he slept beside her at night. but he was disappearing slowly, quietly. The way a fire disappears when nobody feeds it. The laugh was gone, the warmth was gone. He spent long hours sitting with the elders, and Aissatou did not know what was being said in those conversations. But she felt the effect of every single one of them in the way he looked at her when he came home. Or rather, in the way he stopped looking at her. One night, about 2 weeks after the birth, Aissatou woke in the deep hours and found Ibrahima sitting outside alone. She wrapped the baby carefully and went to him. She sat beside him the way she always had, close the way a wife sits beside a husband she trusts. "Ibrahima," she said softly, "talk to me." He was quiet for a long time. The kind of quiet that means a man is fighting with something inside himself. Then he said, "People are talking, Aissatou." "Let them talk," she said, "we know the truth." He turned and looked at her then, and she saw something in his eyes that she had never seen before, something she did not have a name for in that moment, something that looked in the darkness, almost like fear. "It is not just talking," he said. "The elders have spoken. They say the child is." He stopped. He looked away. "They say she brings danger to this family, to this village." Aissatou felt something cold move through her. "She is our daughter," she said. Her voice was steady. She had always had a steady voice. Even now, even with that coldness spreading through her chest, "She is our daughter. Ibrahima. She came from us, from you, and from me. There is nothing wrong with her. There is nothing wrong with her skin. She is just a child. She is just our child." Ibrahima said nothing, and that nothing, that silence, told Aissatou everything she needed to know. She stood up. She went back inside. She lay down beside her daughter and pulled her close and stared at the ceiling in the dark and thought very carefully about what was coming, because Aissatou was not a foolish woman. She never had been. She had always been the kind of woman who saw things clearly, even when what she saw was something she did not want to see. And what she saw now was that the man she loved was slipping away from her, that the village she had grown up in had already decided, that the walls she thought were protecting her were becoming the very thing she needed to escape from. She held her daughter tighter. She did not know yet what was coming. She did not know about the man who had arrived at the edge of the village 3 days ago, the man nobody talked about openly, but everybody knew was there, the man who traveled from place to place with a quiet purpose in a leather bag that nobody asked about. She did not know yet. But she would find out soon. And when she did, she would have to make the most important decision of her life.
He arrived on a Thursday. Nobody saw him come in. That was the strange thing. Nobody ever saw men like him arrive. One moment he was not there, and the next moment he was. Sitting at the edge of the village under the old acacia tree, with a worn leather bag beside him and eyes that moved slowly over everything and missed nothing. His name was not spoken out loud. Not at first. In places like Dembaya, men like him did not need introductions. People knew what he was the moment they saw him. They knew by the way he sat, too still, too patient, like a man who had learned long ago that the world always came to him. They knew by the leather bag. They knew by the smell of something old and dark that seemed to follow him like a shadow. He was what the village called a medicine man, but not the kind that healed. Word spread the way word always spread in Dembaya, quietly, quickly, and with an energy underneath it that was difficult to name. The men spoke about him in low voices after evening prayers. The women avoided the acacia tree but found reasons to walk close enough to look. The children were told to stay away and immediately found ways to get closer. And the elders, the old men who sat under the neem tree every morning with their tea and their certainties, they sent for him before the sun had set on his first day. Aissatou heard about him from her sister who came to visit, one of the few people still coming. Her sister sat across from her and spoke carefully, the way you speak to someone when you are not sure how much they already know. There is a man, her sister said. He has come to the village. People are saying she stopped. Saying what? Aissatou asked. Her sister looked at the baby sleeping in the corner, then she looked back at Aissatou. They are saying he is here because of the child, she said quietly. The room went very still. Aissatou did not speak for a long moment. She looked at her daughter, this small sleeping thing, this perfect small sleeping thing who had done nothing to anyone, who had come into this world knowing nothing of hatred or fear or the terrible things that people do in the name of belief. Then she looked back at her sister. What are they saying he will do? She asked. Her voice was still steady. It was always steady, but her hands had found each other in her lap and were holding on. Her sister shook her head. I do not know everything, she said. But Aissatou, I am afraid for you, and I am afraid for this child. After her sister left, Aissatou sat alone for a long time. She thought about Ibrahima, about the way he had been coming home later and later, about the conversations that stopped when she entered a room, about the elders and their meetings, and the way her husband's eyes had changed since the night of the birth, as if something behind them had been slowly, quietly put out. She thought about her daughter, and she made a decision. Not out loud, not in words, but in the way that real decisions are made deep down in the place where you keep the things that cannot be taken from you. She decided that whatever was coming, she would not be caught unprepared. She would watch. She would listen. She would be ready. What she did not know, what she could not have known, was that she was already too late to stop what had been set in motion. Because 3 nights before her sister came to warn her, Ibrahima had already met with the man under the acacia tree. It had not happened all at once,
That is the thing that must be understood about Ibrahima. So he was not a monster. He was not a cruel man. He was not someone who woke up one morning and decided to destroy the thing he loved most. No, what happened to Ibrahima happened slowly, the way a good man can be broken slowly, piece by piece, by the people around him and the beliefs inside him, until what is left no longer resembles the man he used to be. His mother worked on him first every day, every evening, quiet words, steady and persistent, like water wearing down stone. This child is a curse. This child will bring ruin to our family. You are a good man, Ibrahima. You do not deserve this. Think of your future. Think of your name. Then the elders, the men he had respected his whole life, the men whose opinions had always mattered to him more than he ever admitted, they sat with him and they spoke to him with the authority of tradition and age, and he sat across from them and felt himself becoming small, the way even a strong man becomes small when the world he grew up in tells him he is wrong to love what he loves. And then the man under the acacia tree, the man spoke to Ibrahima quietly. He told him things about the child, about what her skin meant, about the power that some people believed lived inside a person like her. He spoke about money, about what that money could do for a struggling family, about how this was not cruelty, this was simply the way of things. The old way, the way that had existed long before either of them was born. Ibrahima sat and listened. And when the man was finished, Ibrahima did not say yes, not right away. He went home and he lay beside his wife in the dark, and he stared at the ceiling and he listened to his daughter breathing in the corner, and he felt something tearing inside him, something that had no name and no cure. He went back the next night, and the night after that, and on the third night he said yes. He told himself it was for the family. He told himself the elders knew best. He told himself that the child was not truly his, because if he allowed himself to believe she was truly his, he would not be able to do what he had just agreed to do. He told himself many things in those dark hours, but underneath all of it, underneath every excuse and every borrowed belief and every word his mother and the elders and the man under the acacia tree had poured into him, underneath all of that, in the deepest and most honest part of himself, Ibrahima so knew exactly what he had done. And he went home and he lay beside Aissatou and he said nothing. They were coming in 4 days. Aissatou did not know. But
The village knew, and the elders knew, and Ibrahima's mother knew, and somewhere under the acacia tree, the man with the leather bag sat in the dark and waited with the patience of someone who had done this many times before. 4 days. Aissatou spent those 4 days the way she had spent every day since the birth, quietly, carefully, watching everything and saying little. She cooked, she cleaned, she prayed, she fed her daughter and held her daughter and sang to her daughter in a low voice. And the nights felt too heavy to bear in silence. She watched Ibrahima. She watched the way he could not look at the baby, the way he left early and came back late, the way he sometimes stood in the doorway of the room where she and the child slept, just standing there in the dark, not coming in, not leaving, just standing, as if he was trying to memorize something he knew he was about to lose. She watched all of this and she said nothing. But she was thinking. She was always thinking. On the third night, one night before they were coming, Aissatou could not sleep. She lay in the dark, listening to her daughter breathe, that small, steady, perfect sound in and out, like the most important sound in the world, like the only sound that mattered. And then she heard something else. Voices outside, low and careful, the kind of voices that do not want to be heard. She recognized one of them immediately. It was Ibrahima. The other voice she did not know, but the words, fragments of words carried to her on the night air, those she understood. Tomorrow night. The child. It is arranged. She turned her head and looked at her daughter sleeping beside her, the pale, beautiful, perfect face, those small hands, that steady breathing. And something happened inside Aissatou in that moment, something that she would never be able to fully explain to anyone, not even years later when the wound had healed enough to talk about. Something shifted. Something that had been soft became hard. Something that had been afraid became still. Not the stillness of someone who has given up. The stillness of someone who has just made a decision that cannot be unmade. She was not going to wait until tomorrow night.
Osman, Turay films, stories from the heart. We rise, we shine. From the pain we grow stronger. From the dark we see clear. Every child deserves love. Make the world see them brighter. Different skin, same heartbeat. Same dream, same future. No more hiding in silence. We were born to be greater. They tried to break our confidence, but we turned scars to evidence. Every tear made us warriors. Now we stand with resilience.